guys, my name is Anupama and welcome back to my channel Life-O-Holic and welcome back to Inspiring Mondays. Hope all of you are doing good. For today's video, we have something which is quite relatable. This is the video that you watch when things are not looking so great for us. Especially during this time of pandemic when we all have been facing some or the other kind of challenges, maybe on a personal front or professional front, or it's just a whole lockdown that has been playing a havoc on our minds. Pandemic or no pandemic, when things are not going so smoothly, this is the video for you guys. So stay tuned for that. And before we begin this video, for those who have subscribed to my channel and are a part of this journey, I cannot thank you all enough for the kind of love and support and encouragement that you guys are showing me, for the amount of efforts that I'm putting in for you guys. Thank you so much. And for those who have not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it and get on board with this journey. Let's begin. So getting into today's video, we have a mail sent by KP. KP writes, "Hi Anupama, I love your videos. Keep it up and good to see that even in this pandemic situation, you are able to find positivity. I was laid off from my job a month back and since then I'm trying to find a new one. However, right now, as you would be aware, it is very difficult to find a new job. I'm having a tough time in keeping myself positive about life and I'm in a very negative space. Wish I could think like you." Thanks, KP. Thanks a lot, KP, for writing in, and I'm really sorry to hear about you losing your job. It can be very difficult at times like this to stay positive, especially when nothing positive is happening in your life. There is no single ray of hope that you can cling on to and stay up. It's like you try so hard to stay above the water and you are just sinking. Your mind is just not listening to you. Your mind is not in your control. Your mind is having all these thoughts, all these negative thoughts of what could happen, what could go wrong, and all the things that you had and you don't have, or the things that are not working out for you, and the things that you had desired which are just not happening for you. And the more you try and control your mind at that point of time, the more it doesn't listen to you. And it's so frustrating because I'm someone who believes that nothing positive can come out of a negative mind frame. I can totally relate to it. Now, I have observed a particular pattern. When things are just not working out for me, when things are not working the way I want them to, I am angry and I'm frustrated. And when I'm angry and frustrated, I become very negative. And my mind is having all these bad thoughts, the thoughts on worst possible outcomes. And I try and pull my mind from that negative zone into thinking all good things, all positive things. I try and shirk off all the negative thoughts. But the more I try and pull my mind, the more it won't budge. The more it wants to stay in that zone. And the more I keep trying, the more I get frustrated that my mind is not in my control. I feel helpless. And then I get all frustrated and angry. And then that puts me again in the negative zone. You know, it's a vicious cycle. It's a spiraling vicious cycle that keeps happening. And you are just sinking. There is something that I truly believe, and I'm sure this can give you guys some perspective. Our minds can be in 3 states. It can be negative, neutral, positive. Our whole idea should be to move our mind from this negative state to positive. But the distance between negative and positive is quite huge. This whole jump from negative to positive is quite huge. And moreover, when you are in this negative state of mind, your mind is completely shut off. Your mind is not 100%. It's not working to its full capacity. And as you know, for your mind to work, it needs to be open. So this journey can be very difficult. So what if I tell you that your whole focus should not be to move your mind from negative to positive? That's going to be really frustrating. Your focus should be to move your mind from this negative state to the neutral state. That's when you are objective. That's when you are open. And that's when you can see things clearly. The whole journey from neutral to positive is relatively easy because there is nothing negative happening here, that it's not that difficult to move to a positive state of mind. But moving from negative to neutral, that's where you need to focus. So my today's video is going to be about this journey and not this. This I'm sure all of you can figure out. This is the difficult part. Now there are certain things I do to help myself come to this neutral state so that I can be objective and think clearly as to what are the next steps to take to come out of this whole situation. And the first is to take a pause. Haven't you found that you are arguing with someone and the argument turns all heated up? What is the number one thing that you need to do some damage control? To just keep quiet and let the moment pass. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. When something bad happens or when things are not happening your way, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be agitated, and there are going to be millions and millions of thoughts running through your head. Millions and millions of bad thoughts running through your head. And that's the exact time when you need to just take a pause. You need to be still and let your whole mind just settle. When you just hear something bad, or when you just get a bad news, there are going to be a lot of thoughts running through your mind. Stay still. Be still in that moment. Let your thoughts settle down. There is nothing good that you can think of when your mind is in that chaotic place. Now, there are a lot of ways in which people try and achieve this stillness. It could be through writing, it could be through meditating, or there are a lot of ways. I think we'll get into that in like some other video. But the whole idea is to just stay still, take stock of what the situation is, and to be calm about it. However bad it seems, to be calm about it. The next point is, when something goes wrong, we tend to assume the worst. I want you to think of the situation that you're in, the negative situation that you're in, where things are not working in your favor. And I want you to monitor what your thoughts are towards those situations. Now tell me, how much of your reactions and how much of your thoughts are towards the facts of the situation, and how much of it are towards your imagination and your interpretation of this whole situation. Taking the example of this story sent by KP. KP lost his or her job. Now, the fact is that KP lost the job. But there are going to be a lot of thoughts around this. Maybe he had debts to pay off. Maybe he had people relying on him. Maybe he would be having other commitments in life as well. Now, how much of the panic and the mind frame that he is in is arising out of the fact that he lost the job, and how much of it is arising out of his imagination of all the possible outcomes that can come out of it, where his dependents are not leading a comfortable life, where he's not able to pay off his debts, where he's not able to fulfill other commitments in his life. The truth is, this whole outcome that you are spending so much time and energy on might or might not come true. So it's time you gain some perspective and ask yourself, what is the absolute truth right now? And focus your energy only on that situation, not what you make out of it or not what you think would result from it. Now I'll take another example. Suppose there has been a project that you have been working on for weeks together or months together, and it just does not come through. Of course, you're going to feel disappointed. You might feel like you lose your job, you lose face in front of clients, your colleagues are going to look down upon you, Your family is going to be disappointed in you. You might end up feeling like a failure and blah, blah, blah. The list can just go on. But the absolute truth right now is the project has not come through. The rest, everything is his imagination of the outcomes, his interpretation of the facts. So it's time to weed out the extras. The next point is quit the victim mentality. When something goes wrong in our life, it's very easy to fall into that pit of self-pity, of why me? You may blame others, you may blame the situation, you may blame yourself. But this mentality is just going to take you on a different tangent and is going to keep you emotional about the whole situation and is going to block you from moving from that negative state to a neutral state where you can think clearly. I know in such situations it's very easy for us to sit back and feel sorry for ourselves, but feeling sorry for ourselves is just not going to take us any further than where we are. The whole idea is to stop being a victim and take control of your life by taking control of your own mind. Now this brings us to our last point, which is don't do the simple tasks. Now this might seem very contrary to what you have heard or what you have read. People say that when things are not moving for you, then you do the simple tasks like folding your bedsheet or arranging your cupboard, and you'll end up feeling like you've achieved something. Which is true, but in the short term, it's again going to land you in the same position that you were in. So I would suggest that instead of that, you do small tasks which are goal oriented, which take you one step further towards your purpose. I'll just take my own example. When things are not looking great for me in office, I do a little something towards my purpose. I research for my videos, I read up for more material for my videos, or I think of new concepts to bring for my videos. And that makes me feel like I'm moving a step closer, and that instantly helps me get out of the negative zone. So you need to figure out what your purpose is, what your goals are, and do a small task, a small step towards your goal. So these are the few things I do to get myself into that neutral zone where I can finally start thinking clearly. Let me know in the comment section what are the things you guys do to tackle such situations. Once you are in that neutral zone, it's very easy to take your mind to positivity. I leave you guys with a quote which I love reading and reminding myself whenever life is not looking so great for me. Life is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs, but it's your choice to scream or enjoy the ride. Please do send in your wonderful stories to me at lifeaholic0710@gmail.com and I will feature them on this channel. Hope you guys have liked this video. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button and please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it. It will mean the absolute world to me when you guys are being a part of this journey. Until we meet again next time, stay tuned. Bye-bye.